Good afternoon, everyone. Today we are going to be trying a recipe by Franco Pepe, an Italian chef who claims to have improved and perfected the Hawaiian pizza or pineapple pizza. This is what it looks like, and it is called Anacosa, which means, if I'm not mistaken, hidden pineapple, because it is hidden inside of a fried cone. The dough is shaped into a cone and then fried, and then it is filled with a fondue sauce that Franco Pepe says is made with, I think it was DOP, Grand Pamada. The spelling and the pronunciation escapes me at the moment, my apologies, but it is very similar to a Parmesan cheese. Of course, someone who is a scholar of formaggio might be able to correct me if there is a tremendous difference between Parmesan and this cheese, which I have looked upon Google and found that it is a suitable substitute. I am using Parmesan mixed with cream cheese mixed with milk as the sauce, which is the fondue sauce that Franco Pepe recommends. And this is then filled with pineapple that has been wrapped in prosciutto. Prosciutto, if you do not know, is similar to a ham, but it is smoked, and it is like, if you have ever had smoked salmon, it is a similar texture but with the flavor of ham. It is salty and it is very soft and chewy. On top you will see that there is some powder, and that powder is actually anise seed mixed with black pepper. Franco Pepe's original recipe calls for black licorice powder, but I find that curious. I find it curious because when I look for black licorice powder, the powders that I come across are not black, but in the pictures, in the videos that Franco Pepe posts of Anacosa, it is actually a black powder. So either he has taken the brown black licorice powder and mixed it with pepper to give this impression, or perhaps he is using some other kind of confectionery powder. Knowledge of this escapes me. If anyone knows, please do let me know. Suffice it to say that I have substituted in its stead anise seed and black pepper to provide similar flavors, as anise seed tastes very similar to black licorice. I myself adore black licorice. It is one of my favorite flavors. But it has been linked to cancer, so I try and abstain. Such as I am using anise seed and black pepper to attempt to give the same idea. Franco Pepe's notions when creating this dish were that the problem with Hawaiian pizza is that pineapple is acidic, and that the sauce in Hawaiian pizza is also acidic, and that since pineapple is a fresh ingredient, it should be eaten cold. This is a cold pizza, indeed. All the ingredients are cold. The sauce is a cold fondue sauce. It is a mixture of Parmesan milk and cream cheese. It has been heated to homogenize, and then it has been cooled. And he says that this is a fresh, cold pizza. It should be eaten fresh and cold. And that to complement the freshness of the pineapple. And also, since we are using a white sauce instead of a tomato-based sauce, it will provide some contrast to the acidity within the pineapple. I'm very curious to see how it will taste. Let's see if it actually is an improvement. Let's see if it is up to snuff. Let's see. Well, the crust that I have used is gluten-free. Maybe that has something to do with it, but it is very hard. It is rock hard. I really didn't get any of the pineapple or the other flavors, but the crust is very nice. The flavors are interesting. I really do like the combination of the fennel, not the fennel, the anise seed, and the pineapple in the ham. I think that that does work very nicely. I might consider adding fennel or anise to my regular Hawaiian pizza. It really does work nicely. Personally, I prefer regular pineapple pizza. Regular pineapple pizza on a red sauce, and warm and hot. The problem here that I see is the sauce is salty, and the prosciutto is salty. Ham is salty as well, which provides a nice contrast to the pineapple on a regular Hawaiian pizza. But prosciutto is exceptionally salty compared to ham. It is much saltier, much saltier, to a degree that is overpowering. And while I see what he was saying, I see what Franco Pepe was saying about the acidity, the saltiness of the Parmesan in the sauce of the cheese. The cheese that Franco Pepe uses is also a salty cheese. So even if this is not the right kind of cheese, because it is a Parmesan instead of Grand Pan something, it is similar to that cheese, and the difference is mostly in aging. But it is a salty cheese. Both cheeses are exceptionally salty. The saltiness of the Parmesan in this, the sauce tasted fine. The sauce tasted great. But the combination of the saltiness of the Parmesan mixed with the saltiness of the prosciutto, I feel really overpowers the pineapple. And the freshness that is spoken of the pineapple is, again, really overpowered. It is really overpowered by the fattiness of the fondue sauce, which is made with cream cheese and with Parmesan, which both are very fatty. And then the prosciutto is also very fatty and very thick and slippery and chewy and has nice. It's like almost like eating raw bacon. I don't recommend. Don't do that. But I don't recommend because I'm not sure if it is safe. Not if it is somehow a bad idea. I don't know. But the fattiness of the two ingredients really overpowers the pineapple. Maybe I could have used more pineapple, but they are both still really salty. Very, very salty. I think the combination of anise seed and Hawaiian pizza is definitely a good one. I definitely like that. I would recommend that. I think that is the major takeaway from this. I think that it is a very interesting recipe. It's also very convenient. I think it might be easier to consume with a crust that is with a regular crust instead of gluten-free crust, because that made it crunch, which I personally like. I am one of those people who likes gluten-free crusts. I think that they are crunchy and that it actually contrasts the filling, which is all soft. The prosciutto is soft, the pineapple is soft, the cream cheese is soft, the fondue is soft. So I think it adds a nice texture difference. But would I recommend it? I think it is a lot of work. It was a lot of work making these cones. I can't help but wonder what the purpose of having them in a cone is. Maybe so that you can fit more filling into it, so you can fit more toppings into it, which is the case. You can definitely really cram a lot more filling in there. It is a lot of work. I feel the flavors are battling with each other, really battling with each other. The fattiness of the Parmesan and the fattiness of the cream cheese really overpower the freshness that the pineapple would provide. The saltiness of the prosciutto and the saltiness of the Parmesan really overpower the pineapple again on 2 counts. There is a nice contrast between the pineapple and the cream cheese. There is that. There is. So I do think that Franco Pepe is right in that regard in his thinking, definitely. I also definitely think he is right in terms of his combining the licorice with the pineapple and ham. I think that is also it demonstrates great culinary knowledge. That was impressive and very surprising, and made this experience worthwhile for me personally. I would recommend maybe trying other things. I also would recommend maybe trying it if you ever are in, I forget which city Franco Pepe is in, but he is an Italian chef, so if you are ever in Italy, I would recommend maybe trying it. Maybe he does it in a way that's better. I'm sure he does. I am sure he does.